And I'm live! Hey! Hi! Please let me know if you are there and if you can hear me properly, because I'm always nervous about that. I'm just gonna tweet out that I'm live as well. So just wait 1 second. Okay, cool. Announcements have been made. Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to the closing ceremony of the OlympicsAthon. This is kind of slightly, very loosely inspired by how the Olympics always has a closing ceremony. So this is our closing ceremony to close off the games. The OlympicsAthon actually ended. What is it now? Like 13 days ago? No, yeah, almost 2 weeks, like 1.5 weeks ago or something like that. But last week I was a bit busy, and I just wanted to make sure also that all of the entries from the OlympicsAthon was entered and tracked and all of that. So, bit of a delayed closing ceremony, but nevertheless we are here today, which is a lot of fun. So please leave a comment if you're here, and also what team you were represented, so that we can see which teams are participating in the closing ceremony. This will be in this closing ceremony, I will reveal the winners of the OlympicsAthon, and I will also share some stats from just all of the entries, like which books were popular, which languages were popular to read in, what prompts were very popular, and stuff like that, which I think would be a lot of fun. And of course, we will also be sprinting and reading. I don't know about all of you, but my March TBR is hectic. I'm participating in 3 different readathons, and I also did my TBR game, all of that. So my TBR is insane, and I'm already behind, I feel like. So the book I need to read during these sprints is actually The Dragon Republic. This was on my February TBR, and yeah, I'm one of the co-hosts for the Poppy War read-along, and we had the live show for the Dragon Republic on Sunday, so I need to finish this by Sunday. I'm 40 pages in out of like 650, so I have about 600 pages to go. But it is a reread for me, and I know I really love this book. Obviously, it's one of my favorite fantasy series of all time. It was a 5-star the first time I read it, so like I'm sure I will be able to read it quite quickly. When I read the Poppy War, I actually annotated and tabbed it and a lot of that. I won't really do it with this one, mainly because I don't have the time, and also because I'm not in as much of a annotation mood at the moment. So I much rather just read through this, see how it goes. But please also share what you plan on reading during these sprints. If you plan on reading, or if you're only here for the stats and the announcement of the winners and stuff. I'm gonna tease you a bit as well, because we are first just gonna chat a bit, and then we're gonna do a short sprint, like 15 minutes or something like that, and then I will reveal the winner. Okay, so we're gonna give everyone some time to jump into the live stuff like that as well. So you will need to wait for a bit longer, like 20 something minutes. Probably around past is when the winners will be revealed. So that will be a lot of fun. Feel free to leave your guesses for who you thought won the OlympicsAthon. Would be very exciting to hear about that. And I see I'm getting some comments. So let's say hi to everyone. Hi! Hello! You competed for Belgium. Cool! We had Team France here attending. Hugo, who was Portugal, I believe. Currently starting the Burning Guard. Ooh, exciting. I know. Oh, you're in for a ride. What did you think of Dragon Republic, though? Did you enjoy it? Hello! Reading Where the Red Fern Grows. Interesting title. That sounds quite cool, actually. Is it like a literary fiction? I'm just guessing based on the title right now. Hello! I am reading The Archive of the Forgotten, trying to get through some sequels in March. Amazing! Cool! Good luck with all of those sequels. I think I'll be reading The Last House on Needless Street. Exciting! You hope you say one. You will see in about 20 minutes. You think Sweden or UK one? Cool, interesting. A lot of fun guesses. Anya, hello! Fellow Olympics, exactly. How has March started out for you? Have you had a good start to March, or are you stressed, or what is life? Please feel free to share that as well. For me, I think, yeah, I've had a pretty good start to March actually. Nothing spectacular or different has happened. I'm in this weird sort of mood where I feel very motivated and I want to do all of the things, but I'm also just all I want to do is like lie on in my sofa and watch TV. So I'm like in between sort of mood, like I want to do stuff and I'm motivated to do stuff, but I'm not doing stuff. So we'll see how that works out. I actually started watching Love is Blind season 2 yesterday. So that was my Wednesday evening, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I don't know, like I never watch TV shows like that, like never. But like Love is Blind is that one exception. I've never watched any of the like Love Island, or like in Sweden we have a bunch of those. I've never watched like Bachelor or Bachelorette or anything. But Love is Blind is like the only matchmaking sort of TV show I've ever watched. So yeah, it's like it's I don't know, like it's so odd, but it's entertaining at least, and works perfectly for what my mind is in the mood for. It was a required reading when I was a child about a boy and his hunting hounds. Ooh, interesting. So are you rereading it then? I was feeling under the weather a bit, but I've been productive today with house chores and applying for jobs. Amazing, good job. So sorry to hear that you're not feeling so well, but still, you've done amazing with both chores and also searching for jobs, which is like one of the worst things. So, applause to you. Great job. Olympic Readathon was my first readathon. It was so much fun that I joined the Greek God Readathon this month. Hey! I'm so happy that you had a good time with the readathon, and I'm honored to have been your first readathon. That's so exciting. Which team are you on in Greek God Readathon? Please let me know. I mean, like, you could say Hephaestus, just because I'm representing Hephaestus, but it's fine if you're not. Cool. Oh yeah, a lot of readathons happening in March. And the worst thing is like this is not even on my March TBR. This is yeah, I will count this for like tropical readathon and also probably Greek readathon because it fits many prompts, but it wasn't originally on my TBR. And it's not on my Globetrotterathon TBR. But I think I can count this for Globetrotterathon as well. But yeah, I have so many books I am excited to get to in March. I just need to pull through this one. So hopefully, like I'm gonna be here for a while tonight actually, and we're gonna do a bunch of sprints and get through some books. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're getting some teams here. Team Apollo, okay, nice. That's Team Control, I think, and same with Athena, right? So opposite theme, opposite team then. Interesting. I have read a total of 20 pages this month, so I'm incredibly behind. Might read during sprints, but I also want to journal and put together my crochet card. Ah, that's lovely though. No need to read if you don't feel like it. I'm very in between regarding what I want to do. I kinda just want to sit and watch Love is Blind. But I won't because I do need to read my book. I also need to edit, but whenever I edit at the same time as I'm streaming, my computer just freaks out. So editing will happen later, but I do have a video actually going up today at 7 p.m. So not 7 p.m. Swedish time, so 6 p.m. GMT, which is actually my second OlympicsAthon vlog. Very fitting with today's sprint. But yeah, random note. Let's move on. Team Hades all the way. Oh, Team Chaos at least. That is nice. And Team Artemis, also Team Chaos, I believe. Cool! Awesome! Okay. I feel like I'm screaming. I'm sorry, I'm not screaming. But I think that we should go into our first sprint. We're just gonna keep it as a short sprint, 50 minutes, just to warm up and also get excited about the announcement of the winners. And yeah, so 50-minute sprint and then the reveal. So I'm gonna share my screen. Timer. Cool. So a 15-minute sprint. Are we ready? I hope we are. Happy reading. Good luck, everyone. Hello. That was the first sprint. How did you do? Please share what you did, if you read, how much you read, all of that fun stuff. I read a bit over 20 pages actually in my book. I think I read about 22 pages or something like that. I feel like I'm reading through this quite quickly because, as I said, I have read it before. I kind of know what to pay attention to and stuff like that. So because of that, I'm going through it quite quickly, which is good because, as I said, I need to read a lot until Sunday. Yeah. So please share how you did. I would love to hear about it. We had some messages before as well. Anya said that she's also behind on BookTube and other YouTube videos, behind on everything. Yeah, me too. I have a bunch of, like, I can see it here in my browser, a bunch of videos prepared that I need to watch from friends and people I follow and all of that. And I also need to catch up on just my own editing and planning for videos. Excited for stats? Yes, we will very soon get to some stats. And happy reading. Sophie read 7 pages and had the rest of her dinner. That's really nice, actually. I hope you enjoyed your dinner. Anya, I did not read but started putting on the sleeve of my cardigan, but I think I'm attaching it to the wrong side. Oh no. I hope it ended up being the right one. That's hilarious though. Around 10 pages of Kim Young, born 1982. That's a great book. I read it last summer and I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it. I hope you enjoy it too. Finished volume 15 of Demon Slayer. Cool! I hope you enjoyed it. That's amazing that you finished a book. Excited to hear results. Yes, yes. So we'll actually very soon get to the reveal of the top 3 countries. And feel free to help me out with, like, drum rolls and stuff in this reveal. Just as a quick explanation of how the point system worked, because there was a maximum number of points that you could get no matter how much you read, so you could get a maximum of 550 pages. And also because of how the Olympics is, when they do their, like, medal league, the way that the points have been counted for each country is that they have just been added up, summarized. So I have not taken an average of the points, mainly because I wanted to make sure that every point counted. So if you were to do an average and someone got 550 points and someone else got 50 points for the same country, the average would actually be like about 250, somewhere around there. While if you add them up, it would be 600. And I wanted to make sure that everyone felt like they could track their points and that they were contributing to their team and their nation, and not worry about not tracking points because they didn't want to drag people down or something. Like, I don't know. There's various ways to do this, and some are more fair in ways than others. Of course, it's fair with some countries or teams when there perhaps are many participants to perhaps do an average. Yeah, it's just both ways work, but I've chosen to just summarize and add up all the points so that you are aware. Listen to 8% of Sankofa by Shibundu Onusu. I feel like I recognize the author's name, maybe. But that's great. 8% is really good. Good job. Yeah. I also have some notes here with the various stats. But I'm gonna pull up so I have the actual results so I can have a look at it. Let's just... Okay. Are we ready for some things? I kind of wanted to prepare a PowerPoint, but I honestly have not had the time or have not really prioritized it. So you are just gonna have to listen to me sharing the results. I hope that's all right. Of course, I will make sure to post the results on the Twitter, the OlympicsAthon Twitter as well, so you will be able to see it there later on. But yeah, let's see. Okay, yes, exactly. Drum roll, please. So just to set up everything. In total, there were 100 sign-ups exactly for the OlympicsAthon, which is incredible. I do think there was like one duplicate, but let's ignore that. 100 sign-ups. And in total, 25 countries participated and competed against each other, which is super cool. So we had participants from 25 different nations, which is so cool. And the total number of participants, people that actually tracked books, were 60. So, of course, not all 100 of the people that signed up actually participated. Once again, some were duplicates. And also, some people sign up and then forget about the readathon, or like, that's fine. Stuff like that happens. But there were still 60 people that tracked their reading for the OlympicsAthon. So, to start off, huge thank you and shout out to everyone that participated in any way, shape, or form, either by watching the announcement or signing up or competing or just attending the lives. It was a lot of fun. But now for the moment that we all have been waiting for. I'm gonna share the top 3 who got the bronze medal, the silver medal, and the gold medal. So, on 3rd place with 2,400 points, we have ding, Team Sweden. Woo! That was my team. Sweden got the bronze medal. So 3rd place, amazingly done. And I will also later share how many participants were in each team as well. Now for the silver medal. Who got 2nd place in the OlympicsAthon? Drum roll, please. No, wait, yeah. On 2nd place with 2,850 points. Ding! Team USA. Congratulations, the United States of America, to your 2nd place in the OlympicsAthon. Woo! And now for the gold medal. Who came out as the winner of the OlympicsAthon? Who won the medal league? All of that. Can you guess? The gold medal goes to the country that gathered a total of 3,450 points. So 600 points more than 2nd place. And the gold medal goes to Team Great Britain. Amazing! Yay! I should prepare like a banner or something. Can I do this? Create a banner. Let's see if I can write a banner. Congratulations, Team Great Britain. A banner. Can I? How? Show. Hey, there we go. Cool. Exactly. And we got some drum rolls. Amazing. Helping out. 2nd place, not bad for Team USA. Definitely not. Congrats, you three, the big three. Yeah. I mean, Great Britain and USA typically, yeah, they had the most participants. I was a bit surprised by Sweden, but once again, we had quite a few participants in Sweden, so it made sense. I think last year the top 3 were actually Great Britain, Sweden, and South Korea, if I remember correctly. So that's quite cool. Exactly. Congratulations. Good job, Great Britain. Okay, cool. Just for the sake of it, I will also share the stats if we just look at the average. So if we divide the total number of points with the number of participants, who were the winners then. And this is just another way of viewing the results. But on first place, if we just consider average, there's a tie between Romania, Morocco, Norway, Hong Kong, and Turkey. So congratulations to all of you, because all of those nations were actually nations with one single participant that got all of the points. So all of those nations had an average of 550 points, which is incredible. Or I think perhaps I'm wrong about that actually. Perhaps Mexico had 2 participants. I'm sorry about that. So that's incredible. Like all of these nations, they got all the points. So that is super good. Second place for the average is Canada, with an average of 533 points. And I believe Canada had 3 participants. So that is also really, really good. And on third place for the average, we have Great Britain with 383 points. So just to share the number of participants so that you know all of it, Great Britain had a total of 9 participants, while USA had 8 participants, and then Sweden had 7. And yes, those were also the countries with the most participants. France had 4, Australia had 3, like there was a bunch of countries spread out, but the big 3 also had the most participants, which it's the same way in the Olympics though, right? Like for example, I think Norway always wins the medal league in the Olympics, and yeah, obviously many people in Norway do winter sports, so it sort of makes sense. So perhaps not the most exciting way of counting scores, but still, like, I think it's fun. Yeah, amazed by how many people got all of the points. So many books. Yeah, people did so well. They did so well. It's incredible. Let's see. I have so many more like papers with stats, or I can't assure that these stats that I will share are 100%, but close enough. So yeah, let's see. What do we want to know? Well, I can also share some regarding the main prompts. Which prompt was the most popular and which prompt was the least popular? And that's just something I can see from the way you have put in the prompt and whatever prompts were read. So actually, the main prompt that was read the most out of the 5 main prompts was the country prompt. So the most read prompt was the one where people had to adapt the prompt to the country that they were representing, which I think is really, really cool. So yeah. And the least popular prompt was host, meaning to read a book that's somehow related to China. So that's just a tiny bit of stats for you. If we consider the main prompts, the most popular prompt there was actually the flag prompt, which I think is a lot of fun because it's a challenging prompt in a way that it's actually quite difficult to find a book cover with all of those 5 colors, I feel like, at least. So yeah, there we have some of the most and least popular prompts. Let's see what more. I tried to have a look at what books were the most popular for people to read. So I actually have a paper here where I've written down a bunch of titles that I saw pop up a lot and then just tick them off whenever I saw an entry for that one. And actually, there's a tie between, or it depends on how you view it. Okay, I would say the 2 most popular books / series to read was actually Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which is a recent release, and that was super cool to see. And I think many read this for the host prompt. So Daughter of the Moon Goddess was read 5 times throughout the readathon, which is really cool. And then the one that is sort of a tie with this book is the Poppy War series. And that's because I think Poppy War was read 3 times and the Dragon Republic was read 2 times. So it totals up to 5, but it's different books, but same series. And I kind of counted series together because it doesn't make any sense to split them up, I feel like. And I'm also guessing that if I remember correctly, this one was also read mostly for the host prompt. So that was really cool. So yeah, Poppy War and Daughter of the Moon Goddess were the 2 most popular books in this readathon to read, which is really cool. What more do we have? On sort of, I guess, second place for this, or the next group of popular books, we have, first of all, Fence, so the graphic novel series. Once again, I'm counting all of the volumes, and they were read, I think, 4 times throughout Readathon. So Fence, which was typically read for the sports prompt, and I also read Fence, so makes sense. And also Our Violent Ends / These Violent Delights, so the books by Chloe Gong. Our Violent Ends was read 3 times and These Violent Delights 1 time, but as I said, I'm grouping series together, so 4 times in total. And this is also really cool because this is another recent release and series, so that's nice. And once again, I also think this was a very popular choice for the host prompt, inspired by China. And then the third book or series that got a total of 4 books read, that's a weird sentence, but sure, is actually Frostheart. And I think this one was mainly read for the winter prompt. So yeah, Frostheart was a very popular choice too, which is very cool to see. Following that, some other books that were popular, we have the Perfect World manga series. Many people in general read manga, which is really cool to see because it worked for both translated books and like shorter and quicker read. So yeah, Perfect World was a popular manga to read. Also, what do we have? From Luco with Love was another popular book, which I think was read for the sports prompt mainly, or perhaps winter prompt. I don't quite remember, but it's like a romance from what I understand. I want to read it. It's on my TBR. I just need to get to it, as with everything else. One by One by Ruth Ware was another very popular book. Once again, relating to the winter prompt, I think. And then also The Spanish Love Deception. And many read this for Spain, for the country prompt if they represented Spain. So that was quite fun. So that was also popular. And just in general, more repeats of books. We had I Hear the Sunspot manga. We also have The Girl from the Sea, which I think is a graphic novel. White Fang by Jack London. The Unhoneymooners, Crazy Rich Asians, The Deal, and One of Us is Lying. So it's just fun to see some repeats. And I just, for my own personal sake, I actually tracked how many Backman books were read. So you may or may not know, I'm a fan of Fredrik Backman. And I just wanted to see if I had influenced some people to read Fredrik Backman or not. And in total, from what I saw, including one of my own reads, 5 books written by Fredrik Backman were read in this readathon. So that's really cool. I forgot to mention though, like what I'm saying now are books read for main prompts. Because of the way my sheet looked like, I couldn't really group together both like the translated books and also the main prompt books. So what I'm talking about is mainly for main prompts, and it could actually be that these numbers are higher for. It could be that these numbers are just higher. But yeah, I'm still glad. I think I influenced some people to read Fredrik Backman, so I feel like I've succeeded with my mission. Cool. And yeah, what more? I'm just gonna run through all of the stats now, so we have it done, and then we can focus on reading and sprinting. so that I also like in the when I share the link for this live on Twitter and stuff, I can say which time interval that the stats are in. Another thing I looked up was which languages were the most popular to read. No, wait, that's wrong. I looked up from which. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. As you may know, we had a prompt to read translated books. It was a bonus prompt. And what I did was I had a look at those books, the books that were read for I'm confusing people, sorry. The books that were read for the translated books prompt, I had a look at their original languages because you were asked to write the original language of the book. I think that's yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I had a look at the original languages for the books and just made a checklist for which translated books, like what languages they had. Languages. Oh, God, I'm messing up so badly. What languages those translated books had been translated from. So original languages is what I have a list of, if that makes sense. Okay. So the most popular language to read from, or that books had been translated from, was, which will make sense, but it was English. And this is because many people chose to read books in their native language, which might not be English. So they read books that had been originally written in English and then translated. So that was quite common. But the second most popular original language was Japanese. Once again, many people chose to read mangas. I myself read a manga, and mangas they originate from Japan, so they are originally written in Japanese, which makes sense as well. But yeah, many books. I think I found at least 18 books that have been translated from Japanese. Following that, the most popular language was Spanish. A total of 9 books had been translated from Spanish. And then fourth place, we have French. I also read a book that had been translated from French. We also had many books that were translated from German. Also Korean was popular. And of course, some books from Swedish. As I said, 5 people read books by Fredrik Backman. And if you did not read them in Swedish, they are translated from Swedish. So yeah. Some more languages. We had Arabic, we had Norwegian as a original language, Chinese, Portuguese. In total, the books we read for the translated book prompt, there was a total of 20 different original languages, which I think is so incredible that we read books from 20 different nations written in 20 different languages. That's incredible, I feel like. That's so cool that we did that. So yeah, everyone should be super proud of themselves if they read a translated book, because it can be hard for various reasons. You may have seen my rant about translated books. So I think that's so cool. 20 different languages. That's, yeah, I'm so happy to see that. Once again, we had French, Portuguese, Japanese, Bangla, German, Korean, Spanish, Swedish, Icelandic, Chinese, Polish, Norwegian, English, Arabic, I wrote Polish again, Danish, Italian, Innu, Lithuanian, Farsi, and like, so good. Also, can you guess which translated book was the most popular to read? yeah, it's not really that difficult to figure out. The most popular translated book to read was The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. So I feel like this is a common book to turn to when you need a translated book. I, once again, also read it during this readathon, so I'm one of those people that read The Alchemist, and I loved it. So for me, it makes sense why this is such a popular and well translated, that's a weird sentence, but like a book that has been translated a lot. It makes a lot of sense for me why it is so popular. Um, so that one, also a few people read The Little Prince, which is quite cool. I believe it's translated from French. A few people read Beer Town, as I said, Fredrik Backman, nice. We also have Tender is the Flesh, which is translated from Spanish. And also I think it's called The Cat Who Saved Books or something like that, translated from Japanese. So yeah, a bunch of original languages explored, which is cool. And then the final thing I have prepped some stats for is just for the prompt of the 5 books relating to 5 different continents. Which continent was the most popular? Which is the continent that everyone read a book for? This might be quite easy to guess because of how the main prompts look like. The most popular continent to read books representing to that continent. I'm weird today. I can't really speak. But yeah. The continent that was read the most, or books connected to the most, was Asia, which makes sense because we had the main prompt host to read a book that somehow related to China. So it makes a lot of sense that Asia was the most read continent. On shared second place, we have Europe and North America. I feel like these are quite common. There are many countries in Europe, so it's easy to relate to your nation if you chose a European country. North America, so many books stems from North America, at least the books that are, I guess, marketed. So that also makes a lot of sense. On following that, the next popular continent was South America. Once again, many people read various many people read various books such as The Alchemist, Tender is the Flesh, books like that. After South America, we have Oceania, or like the Australia part of the world, Oceania. And as I said, Fence was a very popular choice, and the author of Fence is Australian, so I know I counted this as my Oceania book. On sixth place, or last place, we have sixth place. Sorry, sixth place is Africa, and then the final continent on last place was Antarctica. Which is like, it makes sense. Perhaps if you read like a polar fantasy sort of book or something, perhaps during Polarathon. But yeah, Antarctica was like the bottom, which yeah, sort of makes sense. But yeah, it's super cool to see the spread of the continents as well and what people are drawn to and stuff. So cool. And yeah, I think that's what I had for the stats. If you perhaps have any questions or are curious about some more things about the Readathon, please feel free to ask questions about that. Either if it's about a certain country that you're curious about, or the country that you represented, or if you're curious if a certain book showed up for any of the prompts. I have no clue. But just if you have any curiosities about the Readathon, the results of the Readathon, the behind the scenes of it, I guess, please ask, and I will gladly answer them after the next sprint. Because I think it's time for another sprint, right? Or how do we feel? Let's see some of the comments. Yeah, like the flag prompt really made me search for a fitting book. I like it too. I think it's a cool prompt, actually. I'm quite proud of that one. Poppy War is on March TBR. Ooh, exciting. I hope you will love it. I really do. I was thinking about From Luca with Love, but decided to go with the Deal. Ah, nice. The Deal is a good choice. I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, I was also considering From Luca with Love. Yeah, 20 languages. That is insane. And so, so cool. How many books were read in total, or was that hard to track? I will have a look. I think it's a bit difficult to track actually, because of the way I've set up my sheet. But I will try and have a look during these sprints and will get back to you. At least I can have some sort of approximation. I do need another sprint, another chance to put the sleeve on right. Please keep us updated about that sleeve. I'm so excited. I really enjoyed the Deal. Maybe my favorite read from last month. Ah, cool! Happy to hear that. Yeah, I remember I was quite surprised by how much I enjoyed that book too. So cool. Okay, let's go into another sprint now. It's gonna be a bit longer of a sprint this time. I think we're gonna aim for 30 minutes. I've been talking a lot, so I need to, I don't know, get something to drink and perhaps something to eat. So let's share the timer and go for another sprint. This time 30 minutes. Good luck everyone and happy reading. Hello. How did everyone do? Wait a minute. Okay, now I'm ready. Okay, cool. How did everyone do during these sprints? I grabbed a snack first. That's why my camera was off. And then I read about 22 pages in the Dragon Republic. So I'm getting closer to 100 pages, which is good, but I mean, like, it looks like barely any progress. So yeah, I'm gonna need to stick to this one. I'm so excited about my March TBR though. So, like, I love these books, that's not it, but I also want to get to my other books. So I want to read this quickly so I can get to other things. Do you ever have that feeling that even though you're really, really enjoying a book, you still want to just read it all so as quickly as you can and get to other books because you're equally as excited about other books? That's sort of me right now. But yeah, it's cool. I don't know. I'm glad to be back in this world and with these characters. Yes, this world is awful in many ways. The characters are awful in many ways, and also because of events currently going on in the world, it might not be the easiest read for many, which I 100% understand, and I do think that will come to affect me a bit later on in the book too. So it's completely understandable if you're not in the mood for a military war political fantasy. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. We'll see if current events will affect my experience. I don't think so. For me, it's, even though like it's, as I said, awful, because I know I like the writing and I like the characters, it does sort of become like a happy place in some weird ways. Let's see how you all did. 19 pages, that is so great. Only 15 pages left now. Ah, exciting! Wait, what was it that you were reading now again? I think it was something I enjoyed. Yeah, Kim Young, born 1982. Okay, cool. Nice. Made some coffee and read 20 pages. Ooh, coffee. I should make coffee during the next sprint. Good idea. I will also make myself a cup of coffee later on. Pleased to say that I think I got the first sleeve on right. I love this. I love following this. I'm halfway through the second sleeve. I'm listening to an audiobook during that. Shipped by Angie Hockman. Ooh, cool! What do you think of it? As I understand, it has a tropical setting, and I love tropical settings. So if it does, and if you enjoy it, please let me know. But yeah, I love following you on this crocheting journey with the sleeves. It's hilarious and exciting. Cool. Well, right before the start of the sprints, Anya asked how many books were read in the total of the Readathon. And I tried to have a look at that. And unfortunately, it's difficult for me because of the way books have been tracked to have an exact answer for you. But let's approach it like this. I do at least know how many books were read from main prompts, because that was just a single line that you had to fill in. And in total, we have 290. No, wait. What was it? Sorry, I need to double check. In total, that was 279 books entered for main prompts. So 279 books for main prompts, which is incredible in itself. And as I said, we had 60 participants, so that would be an average of how many books per person? Like 4 or 5 books per person. Like 4.5 books per person. That is really cool. So 279 books. And then there were 30 entries for continents and 26 entries for translated. But once again, those are like each entry is 5 books, and there might be an overlap between the bonus prompt books and the main prompt books because it might work with multiple prompts. But if we like maximum number of books possible that could be read if everyone read one book for each like challenge and did not double up or crossover and such. That would be about 609 books. So we know that the average number of books read, or we know that the number of books read is somewhere between 279 and 609 books. Still like an interval of 300 books, so it doesn't really narrow it down. But I would guess, based on just like assumptions mainly, that somewhere around 450 books were read. That's like a solid in-between number between 300 and 600. So I would say that about 450 books were read, which is really cool because that would make it an average of 7.5 books per person, which in my case makes sense because I read, I think, 9 books for the entire readathon. So yeah, but I'm just guessing 450. It could be lower, it could be higher. We know it's between basically 300 and 600, and then just like apply some assumption theory and such on it. I'm sorry if I sound like such a nerd as well. It's kind of my job to do these things. So yeah. Oh, cool. So yeah, good question. I really like that. And I did consider, I remember before the start of the readathon, to add somewhere to track pages in the sheet, because it would be amazing to see how many pages we all read in total. I did not end up doing it, mainly because I did not want to confuse people that the pages were somehow relevant to the points, because they are not. But perhaps for future readathons I will do that, only because it's just a lot of fun to see what we all as a group of people can reach together. Let's see. I'll be leaving the Springs in an hour, so I'm planning to Skype with my friend. Oh, how lovely! That is fun. I'm like liking ship so far. It started. Oh, cool! Happy to hear that. We'll update on Twitter when the cardigan is finished. Yes, I'm excited. I need those updates. Yes, I know. Almost 300 books. Really cool. That's a lot. It is. It really is. It's so cool to see that people participated in this. Great average. Yeah. We all read a lot then. I must say, OlympicsAthon really wanted me to read through. Yeah, same though. It really helped me out as well. I think I read, or I know I read 12 books in February, and 9 of those books were during the OlympicsAthon, which is insane. So yeah, it really helped me with my motivation as well. But I'm happy to hear that it helped others too. Cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to share in particular about the readathon. Otherwise, so I'm gonna move my camera a bit. I need to stretch my legs. Sorry. There we go. A bit shaky, but it will be fine. Yeah, otherwise, is there anything else that we want to discuss and talk about? I'm here by myself again, so if anyone wants to chat about a certain topic, please share. I would love to discuss things. I don't know, I just like hanging out with all of you. I'm trying to think if I have any like updates about stuff. My video just went up about half an hour ago. But please stick around, watch it later. I want you here with me. And yeah, as I said before, I need to edit my video for Sunday, which is exciting. I'm excited about that video. That video is gonna be fun. I promise you that. But yeah, in general, also like I don't know. I'm not really slumping, but I do have this small feel of like not really being sure of what content I want to make at the moment. So if you have any video either ideas or just videos that you would like to see from me, or that tags you would like me to do, or whatever, If you have anything like that, please let me know. I would love any sort of inspiration or requests for videos. I'd be so happy actually to hear about that from all of you. So please share it if you any ideas at all. What do you think is the most read genre? I'm guessing fantasy, literary fiction. Ooh, this is interesting. And this is in relation to the OlympicsAthon. I think that the most read genre is actually literary fiction, and I'm solely basing this on my own experience because, as I talked a lot about in my rant video about translated books, I feel like many of the translated books that are marketed to us are translated books that are in the literary fiction genre or contemporary genre. I don't like none of the books I read was really a fantasy in that way, and not any of the translated ones at least. I also think romance might be a popular one, mainly because people might read romances quite quickly. Many graphic novels and mangas, for example, Heartstopper, I Hear the Sunspot, similar, they can be categorized as romances. So I actually think literary fiction and then romance, I would say, for the most popular genres. Does that make sense? I feel like fantasies, many love fantasy, and as we did say, one of the most read books was Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which is a fantasy. Also, The Poppy War, which is fantasy. I'm gonna pull up those papers again. Sorry that I'm moving the camera so much. I love this question. This was cool. Oh, ooh, I'm still in pain. I went skiing last weekend and snowboarding, and I fell a lot, and I'm in pain everywhere still, like almost 1 week later. It's bad. Yeah, what books did I have here? So, like, fans could be contemporary or romance, Heartstopper romance, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, magical realism, or books that are like literary fiction but with a fantasy element. I feel like those are also quite common when it comes to translated books. For example, Before the Coffee Gets Cold and many others. But yeah, some fantasies. I guess Frostheart is a fantasy too. And then romances. Yeah, so I'd say literary fiction, romance, and then probably fantasy. Yeah. That was what I was thinking too regarding the translate book. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. I don't know why it is that way. I would love to read either a romance or a fantasy that has been translated, and not a romance in a manga format. More like a romance in your typical novella sort of format. Either that or a fantasy. I would love to read some of those books that have been translated. So if you have any recs for that as well, please share that. I'm constantly picking up romance books more than previous years. It's just easy to read. Yeah, I get what you mean. As I said, 9 of my books that I read in February were for the OlympicsAthon, and the other 3 books I read were all romances, I mean. And those were a lot of fun, and I read all of them super quickly. Like, I think I read each book within 24 hours. It's just nice and easy and fun to consume, so yeah. I'm planning to go hiking for a day this weekend, but I'm not done. I'm not done there for a while, so my muscles will be in pain this week. yeah. I get what you mean. No, but actually, like, the skiing trip was so lovely, so much fun. I think I will have some clips from that in my video coming up on Sunday too. And like, it was my first time snowboarding in over 10 years. So I still had sort of a bit of a memory of how to do it, and I could still like go down the hill, and like I wasn't a complete newbie, but I feel like when you're snowboarding, you just need to accept that you're gonna fall and hurt yourself. Like, you can go skiing and you can not fall for like seasons, for years, if you're skiing. But when it comes to snowboard, no matter how good you are at snowboarding, you will still fall at some point, I feel like. But yeah, first day went really, really well. Second day, I actually did have quite a bad fall. Like one of my first was not rides, slopes, whatever. Like my first turn downhill, I had quite a bad fall, which sort of scared me a bit for the rest of the day, and I don't know, got me back a few steps instead of like going forward. So that was not the nicest, and that's what's mainly hurting. Like I hurt my lower back because of that. Um, but and then the third day I went skiing instead, and it was nice to feel like I actually knew how to do something, because skiing I'm quite confident in. I know I'm not the best, but I'm confident when it comes to skiing at least. So yeah, but it was a lovely weekend and I'm excited for more. I love fantasy, but it's hard to read a lot of fantasy for a readathon because it's often longer and more complex. Magical system, word be exactly. Like many fantasies, or at least if they're adult fantasies, they are easily over 400 pages. Like usually 500, I would say, if it's like an adult fantasy. Not always, but it's common. So yeah, a lot of effort to get into a story like that during a limited time. Um, I agree. I've been looking forward to it. I've never done any skiing or snowboarding, even though there's an indoor winter sports center very close to where I live. I'm more of an ice skate. Ooh, I haven't been ice skating for years. That would be fun, actually. I kind of want to do that. An indoor winter sports center, though. Do you mean that they have a like slope, a downhill thing indoors? Because that's really cool in that case. It is. I have 2 huge fantasy books in my March, to be honest, just a lot. Oh. I think I have how many? This one, Burning God, The Blade itself. What more did I have? Oh, Jade Legacy, but I'm still reading Jade War, so also Jade War. Mm, yeah, that's a lot. I think I have like 500-page books. And then I also have like Gemina, that is huge. I have so many large books on my TBR from March. It's bad. I need to read. I read a lot of fantasy. I guess that is why I failed most of my readathon TBRs. Relatable. Like these books I just counted and said, those are gonna be the reason why I won't complete any readathon at all in March. I'm certain about it. Like I'm not confident that I will actually complete a readathon in March, which is quite sad. I will try. Like I really want to finish at least one. Like Tropical Readathon is difficult. That would require 16 books read. It's not gonna happen, but I'm gonna do as well as I can. The Greek Godathon, for me, I'm aiming for 7 books. Could be possible, but I don't think I have an audiobook on that one. And then Globetrotterathon for me is also about, I think, around 7 books. So possibly either Globetrotterathon or Greek Godathon. We're gonna have to see which one. But if I can finish one readathon in March, I will be very happy. There's a slope, I think. There's just a lot of sports facilities on a 15-minute walk from my home. Also a huge outdoor climbing wall, which scares me every time I see people on it. That sounds amazing though. Like a lot of fun actually. It's nice to have sports facilities around, even if you don't always use them as well. It's just nice to know that you have the option if you ever decide to become a bit more sporty and try something new. So that is really cool. Get into romance, it will be easier. Yeah. Romances are just nice and cozy and good to consume, I feel like. So yeah. Although like ain't the what the author of From Luco with Love, I think her name is like Mariana Zapata. I believe her books are huge. Isn't that right? Like over 500 pages, like really long, slow burn books, I think. I really don't use them, but I'm planning on taking up swimming or ice skating again. I just like to walk. That's great. I'm excited for you. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm the worst when it comes to walking. not really a fan of walking. Or not walking aimlessly without a goal. Like, I'm fine with walking to places if I know where I'm going. But like just going for a walk in the evening has never been my thing at all. Like, no, there's other things I could do with that time. I do read contemporary romance. It's probably my most read genre after fantasy. Ooh, I love hearing about this. Please continue to share. Give me all the details about your reading. I'd love to hear it. I think I had a look at my stats, my reading log, and so far my most read genre is, I think it's a tie between romance and just like general fiction, which for me includes contemporaries and literary fiction. So I think those are my most read, and then the third one is fantasy. And it's always been like this. Like, those three genres for me are pretty much interchangeable. Like, they can be in whichever order they want, but it's always those three that tops my reading. Zapata's books are huge. That's why I haven't read one yet. Yeah, but I've heard so many good things about the slow burn though, so I really do want to read them. They sound really nice. Try and listen to an audiobook while taking a walk. I do that sometimes when it's early in the morning, really quiet still. Ooh, that sounds lovely. Like, I love the aesthetic of this, but like I wouldn't have a walk in the morning just because I like to sleep in. But yeah, I mean, I put on an audiobook when I'm like walking to the subway or walking from the subway to my office. That's when I listen to audiobooks. But yeah, no, I need to get better at walking, I guess, or taking walks, I mean. And I do think now, because I moved in October, like, I moved when it was starting to get cold and gray and dark. So what I'm actually excited about is for the spring to come, or for spring to come, and for it to be a bit warmer outside, a bit nicer and brighter outside. I think then I might start going on walks to explore my area where I live, because I haven't really explored that much yet. Like, of course I can find essential things, and I like can go like I can go and run my errands and all of that, but it would be nice to just mindlessly explore a bit more. So perhaps that's something I will aim for, like in April, May, when it's a bit warmer in Sweden, because it's still cold. Like, it's getting lighter and brighter outside. I left work today at 5 and it was still bright, so that's really nice, because typically during the winter everything is dark by 3 p.m. in Sweden. So that was nice, but it needs to be a bit warmer because I'm still wearing like my winter clothes. So yeah. I take a walk almost every day when I work from home before my day starts. Look at all of you go. I listen to music while walking, not audiobooks though. I love just chilling and listening to audiobooks. I don't know, for me it's a bit of a treat almost. Oh wait, what did I say? Audiobooks. Music. Yeah, I like listening to music. Sorry for being so confused. No, but like, usually at the start of the month, I have some books on my TBR that are audiobooks, so I try to get through those. And then for the rest of the month, if I'm not in the mood for an audiobook, I will just listen to music whenever I go somewhere, and that is amazing. And I love it so much because I'm a huge music fan. I also enjoy listening to music in the morning when I'm getting ready and stuff like that. Best of times. I have trouble sleeping sometimes, so that's probably the only reason I can take a walk before 8 a.m. and sometimes even take a oh, you make this sound so nice. It sounds like you have the best and coziest of mornings. That is really good. I do take walks in the dark sometimes, but I never feel completely safe. Every day is getting later flowing. Yeah. For me it's not really about safety as much. It's more just that it's not really fun walking outside in the dark, I feel like. And especially if it's cold as well, and like you can't really see where you're going, and you don't know if cars can see you and stuff like that. So for me it just wouldn't be exciting, I guess, to walk outside when it's dark. I'm talking so much again. Shall we do another sprint? I think yes. And I think that we can go for another half an hour. What do you think about that? I think that would be nice. So I'm saying yes. I was gonna make coffee. Yeah, Sophie inspired me to do coffee. So I'm gonna make a coffee. I love just hanging out with all of you. So thank you. I feel very sappy sometimes. Like this week in general, I'm starting to feel a bit more sappy. Because I just love hanging out with all of you. And I also just love the community that I have met since starting BookTube. So I want to quickly say thank you to everyone because it's honestly the best of times. So it means a lot. But now let's sprint before I get weird. Talking is good. Sprinting is also good. This will be my last sprint before I sign. Yeah, absolutely. And if you need to leave, feel free to leave. Thank you beforehand in that case. But yeah. I'm gonna start a timer for 30 minutes. Okay, cool. Happy reading and good luck, everyone. Drink coffee. And we're back. Hello. So, how did everyone do this time? Did you read? How did it go? Uh, I think I read about 30 pages. So, I'm currently on page 115. So, I'm at least a sixth through it now. So, slowly but surely making progress. What should my goal for the day be? Can I reach page 200? Would that be possible? That would be like 90 more pages. Yeah, possibly. That would be a good chunk to get done before Sunday, actually. I might try and aim for that. We're gonna have to see. But yeah, please share how you all did. I was also remembered I need to book some tickets for the cinema because, as you may know, the Batman movie was released this week, and I've been so excited about it. Um, So I think me and my mom are gonna go and see Batman on Saturday. I want to get the tickets for that. So I might do that now actually. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, like I when it comes to superheroes and stuff like that, I haven't really watched the Marvel universe stuff, and like I'm not really into one. I don't know how to say, it, but like I'm not someone who's like Team Marvel or Team DC. What I enjoy and what I follow are superheroes, like specific superheroes. And I have two superheroes I love and I have loved for ages. And those two are Spider-Man and Batman. So basically I watch everything that's released with any of those two superheroes. I have not watched Iron Man, I have not watched Captain America, Thor, like I know none of that. I've seen uh Wonder Woman, but not all of them. Like so and also like this entire superhero universe is just so huge and it's hard to keep up, especially now when everything is becoming intertwined with like TV shows and stuff. Like I kind of want to get into it because it seems like a lot of fun, but it's also like such a huge effort to try and understand it now. So instead I'm just keeping up with my two superheroes, Spider-Man, Batman. Like I loved Spider-Man ever since the Tobey Maguire movies. And then Batman, my brother, he loved Batman when he was younger, so he made me watch the things. And now, when it's Robert Pattinson playing Batman, I'm even more excited because I think it's gonna be incredible actually. He's such a talented actor, so I'm very excited. So, yeah, need to book tickets. But let me see how you all did with that sprint. Finished Kim Young and really loved it. Need to go eat now, but thank you for all the fun stats and this reading sprints. I'm glad you enjoyed the book, and I'm also glad you enjoyed the sprints, and I hope you enjoy your meal. Oh, I want to go see that too. Yeah, I'm very excited about Batman. 23 pages, amazing, so well done. 18 pages, also really good. Y'all are killing it as always. Speaking of movies, the other day, I think like Monday or something, I saw that the trailer for the Elvis movie had been released. And as you might be able to see, I'm a bit of an Elvis fan. So like it was released like earlier in February, and somehow I had missed that. No one had told me that the trailer was released, which was really rude. No, but I'm actually getting more and more excited about it the more I think about it. First impression of the trailer, I was a bit, I don't know, like in between, a bit wary about it because obviously no one is gonna look exactly like Elvis. So what's important more is like the vibe, the atmosphere, the movements, the body language, stuff like that. But then I have rewatched the trailer a few times, and I'm slowly but surely getting quite optimistic about it. um, so yeah, I'm excited for the Elvis movie. Actually, like we already know, the music is gonna be incredible. Many of the actors are incredible. It looks like the colors and the angles and the way it's been filmed is really nice. So I'm very, very excited. I seem to be more into the DC world, but I'm the same that I'm into superheroes. I've loved the Batman since I was a kid. I like the Thor movies a lot too. I've heard amazing things about the Thor movies. So I really should watch them. Like, I am intrigued by most superhero movies, but it's just like the entire thing. Like, because it is such a thing, I can't really be bothered. But cool that you love Batman too. That is really nice. I hope you get to see the movie soon. Mm. And I'm excited about having popcorn at the cinema. Nothing beats cinema popcorn. I don't know why. They just put something in it that makes it incredible. And also, I took your advice. I made some coffee, which is nice. I'm sorry that I'm perhaps not the most interesting, I don't know, at the moment. Like, I had prepared the stats and I wanted to do that part, but now I'm just here to read and sprint and have a good time. So I haven't really prepared anything or thought of anything to discuss or whatever. Not that I typically do. So I don't know if any of you want to discuss something, please write it and I'll gladly talk about stuff. I don't know. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think of things to talk about. I don't know, y'all. I haven't been to the cinema in ages, like pre-pandemic. Oh, I am anxious to go, but also excited. I think Batman would be a good one to go see. Yeah, like some movies, they just do so well at the cinema. I feel like some movies just need to be watched at the huge screen. I've actually been to the cinema throughout the pandemic because they had some like certain rules for how many could enter one saloon and all of that. Um, so what was the last thing I saw at the cinema actually? I can have a look. What was the last thing I watched? Can I see it? Oh, Spencer by Kristen Stewart, or not by, with Kristen Stewart, the Diana movie, Spencer. That was the last thing I saw. I watched that in January. Before that, I watched Spider-Man No Way Home, which was really good. And before that, No Time to Die, the James Bond movie. And then in 2020, I saw one movie during the pandemic because they actually closed the cinemas in Sweden then. And that was Train to Busan because they had like a rerun of it or something. So that was the only movie I watched in 2020 during the pandemic. I think like at the absolute start of the pandemic, in early March, I saw The Gentleman, which I really enjoyed. But that was when we still thought that the pandemic would just last for 2 weeks. Like, it's so weird when you think back, like 2 years ago, how we were all like, oh, but it's gonna be over in 2 weeks, and like now it's 2 years later. But yeah, so those are the movies I watched at the cinema these last 2 years. Yeah. Shall I book my tickets? Yes, I promised my mom that I would get the tickets, so I'm gonna get the tickets. The Batman. Let's see, tickets for Saturday at that cinema at 4 p.m. That will be perfect. I want 2 tickets. Yes, I want 2 tickets. We can perhaps sit there. Wait, maybe here. Can I do that? No, move spots. I should perhaps try and be more entertaining for you all. I'm really just trying to pick where to sit. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm sure that this will be great. Let's stick with that. Yes. I should have like a code. A friend actually gave me a code for the cinema, so I'm gonna enter that one. I'm sorry, this is so not why you are here. I should be doing this during sprints instead. I just don't know what to what to do. Here's a code. I think I need to do this thing, I think. Please ask questions or something, or tell me something. Tell me what your plans are for the weekend. I would love to hear about that. So please, while I'm buying my tickets, please share if you have any plans for the weekend or if you don't. And yeah, I would be really excited to hear about that actually. So please let me know. Will it work? Yes. Do I have enough points? No, I don't. I had a ticket though. That is nice. Saturday, 4 p.m. La la la. Pay with card. Okay, cool. Yes. Like, cinema tickets, they've gotten expensive recently. Like, they're about 40 or 50 Swedish crowns more expensive than they used to be, in my opinion. Yeah. Oh no, what? I need my car number. I'll fix this after the sprints. Sorry. Yes. What do you say about another set of sprints? Since I obviously can't come up with something to discuss. I'm sorry that I'm the worst right now. But yeah, let's head into another set of sprints. I think we're gonna do half an hour again because I find that it's quite a solid time. So, yes, another reading sprint. Sorry for being weird. Um, mm, mm, mm. 30 minutes. Okay, ready, set, go. Hello. Look, I have a dog. So, how did we do this time? I think I read about 30 pages actually. So that's nice. I'm slowly but surely making progress, and I do think my aim will be to reach page 200 today. So I need to read another 60 pages. But if I do that, I will at least be a third through the book, which would be great, since I need to finish it by Sunday. But as I said, I'm reading it quite quickly too. I'm excited to get to the parts that I tabbed before, because I don't really remember what I tabbed. Uh, so I'm very excited to see those moments. I think it will be fun to have a look into my mind from back then. Let's see. Going for a walk tomorrow with my husband, having lunch in town, and then playing Pokemon in the afternoon. No weekend plans for Saturday and Sunday, probably reading and writing. It sounds like a lovely day that you have ahead of you tomorrow. It sounds like so much fun. And also, a weekend with no plans would literally be my dream right now. It sounds like a great time. Just got back with 3 minutes left in the sprint. Had to help my roommate trim a tree. Interesting. I guess I'm reading the next sprint, hopefully. Is it like a tree that is outside or like a bonsai tree that is inside? Because I'm curious. 22 pages. That is really good. Speaking of trees, I've said this before, but like before I moved, I never really cared about plants or stuff like that. And ever since I moved, I'm like obsessed with plants. Like I have multiple ones in my room, and I really just like buying plants and looking after them and stuff, which is so weird. And yesterday, actually, I bought some seeds because I'm trying to, what's the word? Plant or seed? No, basically, I'm trying to grow my own plants. So I bought seeds for a chili tree and also for some basil and for sunflowers. So I've potted them like how should I say it? I had these small pots, so I put some. Oh, I'm losing all the words as always. Um, Not mud, not earth. That brown stuff. What is it called? Darn it! My my English is so bad whenever I'm doing lives for some reason. Um, Not earth. Soil. Yes, I'm putting soil into like tiny pots, and then I put in the seeds, and then I try to like, I guess, moist up the soil. And now I have it wrapped in plastic with some holes in the plastic so that it will stay moist. And hopefully, I will start growing something soon. So that is very exciting and really out of character for me to do that, but it's nice. Perhaps it's some sort of, I don't know, it might have something to do with the fact that I live alone now. And when you live alone, it's kind of like keeping company, keeping those plants and looking after them. Possibly, not sure. It was a big outdoor tree in our yard. It was growing out over the fence in the neighbor's yard, and we had to trim it back. I just had the ladder. Okay, cool. Nice. Good job. Good on you for trimming that tree. Nice. I'm curious, what books are on your March TBR? I would really love to hear about what books you hope to read this month. Obviously, I've said some of mine already. The Dragon Republic. I also need to read The Burning God. I have Jade War in front of me. I'm like 100 pages into this one. I'm really enjoying this, but it's been like 2 weeks since I started reading it. But yeah, it's cool. I really like it. And then I'm excited about some sci-fi. I'm currently listening to How High We Go in the Dark, which is, I think, a newer release. And to be honest, I'm very confused by it. It's intricate and confusing, but the writing is beautiful. I wouldn't be able to describe what it is about, but the writing is beautiful. I'm also excited. I'm currently looking at The Three Body Problem, which I think will be a lot of fun. Which is it's also a very popular sci-fi. Gemini, or sorry, Gemina is a book I need to get to. Obviously, I always need to read Gemina. I never do for some reason. Um, yeah, those are some of the books I'm the most excited about. I think actually, City of Ghosts, a wee Schwab middle grade. I feel like that is such a mood right now to read something that's perhaps a tad bit easier. Um, yeah, I'm excited. As I said, that's why I need to finish this book so I can get to all of the other books I want to read. So if you would like to share, please share if there are any books that you're excited about for your March TBR. La la la. I'm once again trying to think of topics. Oh yeah, I asked you all about your weekends. I can share my plans for my weekend. Um, Nothing major planned for tomorrow. I'm going out for drinks, but that's about it. On Saturday, I'm first going for brunch with a friend, and then I just got the tickets for the Batman movie at 4 p.m. on Saturday. So I'll go and see Batman with my mom, and then I think we'll head to my parents' place, and I will probably stay there for the night. Um, so I'll hang out with my family during the weekend, and then am I wearing different earrings? Am I stupid? I put on two different earrings this morning. What? No, sorry, this is so random and I'm interrupting myself, but these were the ones I wanted to put on. And this is the other one I've been wearing. I've been wearing two different pairs of earrings today. I didn't even realize. I mean, it's fine. I sometimes enjoy doing that, but this was not intentional. I must have been tired this morning. Whoa. Sorry. I was saying I'll plan on staying with my parents. And then on Sunday, I don't have that much planned other than the sprints for the Poppy War read along. Not sprints, discussion, the live discussion for the Poppy War read along. So Sunday, my focus will be on reading, and I'll probably also need to do some cooking, perhaps purchase some groceries, and also like iron some clothes because I'm very behind on that. I want an arc of how high we go in the dark from Goodreads. I haven't read it yet, but I won't get to it this month though. Ooh, how cool! Oh, I envy everyone that gets to win stuff off of Goodreads because I think they only do that for like Americans. So that sucks. But I'm very happy for you that you won the arc. I've heard amazing things about the book. Everyone seems to love it, but no one seems to be able to describe it. It's weird because it takes place in like 2030, which is only 8 years into the future. So it's not that far ahead. So it's not like spaceships and that sort of sci-fi. It's more our time sci-fi. And then there's also a lot about like a plague and terminal illness and pandemic. Like it's interesting. I have no clue what I'm currently reading, but I know I like the prose. That's basically where I'm at. I read mostly horror or thriller. I just got two new releases in the mail: Dead Silence, which is a sci-fi horror, and Sundial, the new Catriona Ward. Excited for those. Ah, I'm so happy that you got some book mail and that you're excited about those. Getting book mail and opening book mail is like the best feeling ever. Honestly, like, so good. So I'm happy for you. On my March TBR, after my current read are The Great Hunt, Kingdom of the Wicked, Full Moon, The House in the Cerulean Sea, Piranesi and Heartstopper Volume 3. You have a great March TBR, let me just say that. You have some epic fantasies, some YA fantasies, a really, really cozy feel good, which is The House in the Cerulean Sea. I've only heard amazing things and great praise for Piranesi. And also Heartstopper is just so cozy. So you have a really good TBR. Damn, that's nice. I wish that was my TBR. I'm still excited about my TBR, but yours is great. Cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate it. Yeah. How are you doing with your Goodreads goals then? Are you feeling stressed about it, or don't you really care? Or are you ahead? Like what is your deal with your Goodreads goal? Or do you even have any? I do have a Goodreads reading goal for the year. I think I put it at 75 books, which is quite a lot. Um, and so far, I think I'm ahead because so far I read 19 books in this year. So I'm definitely ahead of my goal, which is very nice. So I feel like the sooner I reach it, the sooner I can just relax about my reading for some reason. I don't know. I like having goals though. Like I like working towards a goal. So I don't mind the Goodreads reading goal, and I don't feel particularly stressed about it. Uh, but I also just get this huge feeling of accomplishment whenever I reach it. So yeah. Mm. Hmm. Also, by the way, I'm thinking that these next set of sprints, or next set, this next sprint that we will get into, will probably be the last one of this live show. I think I will do another 30-minute sprint so that we can still catch up on some reading. So I hope that's all right. I'm certain that there are plenty of other sprints going on that you can join if you want to. Uh, I am 9 out of 50 books for my Goodreads goal, so I think I am one book ahead at the moment. That is incredible. That is really good. You're doing great. How exciting. I don't stress about it, but I'm ahead at the moment. I'm at 22. Whoa. My goal is 100. Oh, you will so smash that. Like you're doing good. That is amazing. Look at you all being ahead of your Goodreads goals. Incredible. But yeah, a new sprint, 30-minute sprint. And that will be it. Of course, we will wrap this up after the sprint, but yes. So let us head into, that was the wrong button. Let's share my screen again, go to a timer. Hopefully you can see that, and go for another 30-minute sprint. Okay? Good luck, everyone, and happy reading. Hello, we're back. I'm just gonna finish reading my page. Feel free to do that too. And please let me know how it's been going for you. Okay, now I'm done. I've hit page 194, so I've actually read about 50 pages in these 30 minutes. I keep repeating myself, but since I'm rereading this, I feel like I can speed through it a bit more than I usually do. I'm perhaps not reading all of the descriptions as thoroughly as I did on my first read of it. So I'm actually really close to my 200 page goal, which is cool. So, yes. I'm starting to feel a bit more confident that I can actually finish this book before the live show discussion on Sunday. But please share how you have done during today's sprints or this evening's sprints together with me. Yeah, in total I've read about 150 pages, so that is really good actually. I'm another thing about me that you probably already know is I love cracking the spines of my books. I really enjoy that. And since I've read this particular copy of the book before, the spine is already cracked. And yeah, you can definitely not see it. Or maybe you can, but it's definitely ridged. And I think it just feels so nice. It looks so cool. I don't know, I love the look of a book that's been well read, basically. So I don't think you can see it. It's too bright, sorry. I want, maybe. Perhaps, like, can you see there are like ridges along it? And it's just so nice to touch. So I love that the book's been well read. A little quirk of mine. Let's see. Sophie, think I read about 20 pages this time. Really good. You've done amazing. Hi, joined mid-sprint, but I read the first 20 pages of Elantris. Oh, how cool. How exciting with Elantris. It's not your first Sanderson, right? I think you've read other Sandersons. Uh, Elantris is so far the only Sanderson book I read. So that is interesting. I hope you enjoy it. I know I did. Uh, and I'm glad you joined the sprints, but unfortunately, this was actually the last one. I think I read 100 pages total during the sprint. Incredible! So good! Oh my god. 21 pages, really good. I don't know how many in total, 60 perhaps. I didn't read during two of the sprints. So yeah, exactly, you were out cutting down trees. But still, 60 pages or somewhere around that is really, really good. I read Mistborn and Warbreaker by Sun. Yeah, so you're used to his writing. I hope you enjoy Elantris. Perhaps you will enjoy it even more because you've read his other books and they might be connected or something. Like for me, Elantris was my first Sanderson, and I did like the writing, but the story was a bit too slow for me, so I only gave it 3 stars, mainly because it took me quite a while to get through the entire book. But I remember I liked the different perspectives that we get to see in the book. So I really hope you enjoy it because it is an interesting read, and I'm very glad I did read it. Hopefully, I can get to the Mistborn books later this year. That's definitely a goal of mine. Mm. Oops. I'm a bit of a klutz. But yeah, everyone, that was actually the last sprint for today's reading sprint show, or whatever I should call it. Let's see. I've heard it's very political and like political fantasy. It is. It is. It's a very cool plot in that way, actually. So then I'm convinced that you will like it. How exciting! I'm excited to hear your thoughts on it in a later video. But yeah, as I was saying, this was the final final sprint, and this is now officially the end of the OlympicsAthon. If you just joined or whatever, I revealed the winners of the OlympicsAthon at the start, or like half an hour into the sprints. I revealed the winner. I will post the winners on Twitter as well. And yeah, just thanks everyone for joining the Readathon, joining the sprints, competing. And once again, congratulations to the winner and the silver and bronze medal as well. And yeah, thank you for just being a part of this readathon. It has really meant a lot to see everyone participate and be excited about it. And also, like, I'm having a bit of a life crisis because I want to have more readathons because it's so lovely with all of you. So I need to come up with another idea because the next Olympics is in 2.5 years. So I need something sooner. But yeah, I'm just blabbering. Thank you so much for today's sprints, for hanging out with me, for chatting with me. You all are so amazing and lovely, and I truly appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever time it is where you are. And I also have that you have the loveliest of weekends, and that you get some time to relax and have a good time and all of that fun and nice stuff. Thanks for the sprints. Have a good night. Good night to you too. Thank you so much for participating and being so, I don't know, like communicating with me today. I have really appreciated it. But yeah, with that said, good night, good day, good evening, and thank you once again. I'll see you soon in another video and another live show and all of that. Goodbye!